My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, so. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to breathe? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, so the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they said they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, so the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. With their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to breathe? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie.
Well, let's say good evening again to our viewers. This is the program, The Bottom Line, and we come to you every Tuesday and Friday. And on today's edition of the program, The Bottom Line, I have with me Sister Oritha Menon, and also expected on the program is Paul the Law Chuluple. As soon as Paul gets set, he will be entering. and he's going to make up part of the panelists. And my name is Linford Goer. We also expect Mary Masakwe to be on. But greatest of all, we expect our guest tonight on the program in person of Mr. Momo Sambola from Liberia, an astute member of the Alternative National Congress, as well as the CPP. And so he's going to be our guest tonight if time permits or if the internet condition permits. So let us say welcome. If you're a first-time viewer, this is a platform to be on. We do discuss issues of national concern. We discuss from the top to the bottom, and then we make our conclusions. And so let me say welcome to Orita Menon this evening. Orita, how are you?
Hi, Lympha. I'm doing good. And you?
Right. Well, I'm doing good, and we having a snowstorm here. It's been almost the whole weekend. It's just unbelievable. And people talking about global warming, but it's like we are going back to the ice age. I don't know how it's it in Sweden.
Oh, it snowed a little bit today, but not
A little
really.
bit.
Yeah, it
I mean,
was actually snow mixed with rain.
uh,
Yeah, so
it's kind of worrying what we're having here. It's a lot of snow. I mean, trust me, it's been the past 3 4 days. It's just coming. But the good thing is that it's not cold. Usually when it's snowing profusely,
exactly.
it's not cold. So that's the good part. But again, we are waiting for the the full moon, and then we'll get into action. And so let's say good evening to Marilla Moore. She's always following up. Marilla, we pray that God be with you for supporting us all of the time. And for those of you, I cannot see your names now. Joining us for the first time, we say welcome. This is the bottom line. Like we said, we'll discuss the issue from the top to the bottom. And Paul is in the background trying to set up. I don't know if Paul can hear us, or let me see. Um, as soon as Paul gets ready. Paul, do you hear us? I think Paul is having some problem with his audio, and so we cannot hear him. So when I thought we almost heard you, Paul. I think did you do something? We almost heard you, Paul. While Paul is still struggling with his audio, Orito and I will be here to. Uh, Orito, did you hear any sound?
No, we
No,
can't hear you, Paul.
we can't hear you, Paul. And so let's just drill our audience through what we expect to look at tonight, the topics. We'll be looking at a breaking news, something that we will call a breaking news, that the prime suspect in the retired suffering rally 70 kid that got missing, uh, Mr. Uh, Davis, has been reportedly arrested. And so he was arrested outside of the country. And that's a breaking news for us because, everybody, the whole nation, they even forgot about the national government and they were basing or focusing on this issue with the 70 kid that got missing. So the breaking news here is that Mr. Davis, Senior G. Davis, has been reportedly arrested outside of Liberia. And and so that's a breaking news. But we'll be looking at that after his arrest. What's next? And then we'll also be looking at the downside of the video interview with former Vice President Joe Boaka while he was in his sick bed. We'll be looking at the downside of it. I mean, when I mean downside, the side that does not all go well. Let's also inform you that the Nobel Peace Prize winner, the Nobel laureate, Madam Leama Gbowie, has called on former VP Boakai to step aside from the presidential race. We'll also be discussing that. Why did she make such a call at this time? And if time permits, we'll look at the need to consider the age limit of people who will contest for the presidency of Liberia. So those are the four key topics that we'll be discussing, and of course, something could just pop in, and then we could also discuss that. So let's see, Paul, do you hear us?
Can you hear me? I can hear you guys.
Yeah, now you are good to go, Paul. And so let's say welcome to you.
Thank you. Good evening to you guys. It's good to be here once more on Butterline. Sorry guys, it's technology. When it start giving problem, you kind of struggle to get back on. I'm happy to be here, and I'm excited to see all of you beautiful people. And I know you guys started the show already. We'll be talking about, but ask our viewer to share the show while sharing the show. I'm happy to be back here, Linford, and I just want to throw something out there. My team won again, and we are marching to the top of the table. So I'm so excited. I'm excited to be here among you beautiful
did we
people.
play today?
No, we play on Sunday, and we beat Tottenham.
Yeah, I know. I saw that
8
one.
points
So,
clear of the table now. So we're meeting Manchester on Sunday. They will get whipped, and then we just going to win the thing. So I'm so excited to be here. Just want to put that in there. Yeah.
Can you imagine that in that match with Tottenham were like, I mean, they were training with us. We were just training them.
They are our neighbors, our bitter rival, and we just put them off completely. So we're waiting for Manchester United on Sunday when it gets whipped, and then that's it.
Did you just say Manchester will be whipped? Hey,
United on Sunday they will be, and then that's it.
You see the reason why Orita talking, because the last game they won it, so at least they're talking now. And can you imagine?
You said the last game. Say the last games.
Manchester were quiet. All the Manchester people were quiet, but right after that game, all my impact, all I could hear Manchester. I said, when they think still exist, but let's see. I think Mary is also trying to hang on in the background there, and as soon as I will get signal from her, we'll be bringing her on. But in the meantime, those of you following us, like we said, if you are joining us for the first time, this is a place to be. The program is the Bottom Line Liberia, and we also on the internet radio that you can listen to 24 hours around the clock. And if you listen to that, it's our internet radio. So while this program is going on, it's also going on simultaneously on that internet radio. And you can listen to that 24 hours around the clock, Liberian music and news from the national broadcasting or the ERPC news. That's the national news will be also relayed, and other several news broadcasts from Liberia. So you will not miss anything actually. And Paul, we just went through the topics for tonight, and so let's see if we can recap it for people who are just joining us. Let's see, we can bring on Marie first. And Marie, do you hear us?
We got the
and guess what? The two women got the same hairstyle, and I really love it.
How you doing?
Okay, so we let us say welcome to Marie, and Marie, tell us a little bit about your end. How is the weather? How are you doing?
I'm okay. How's everyone doing? It's really it's icy cold over here. Like right now, I've got my warmer feet on. I have other special shoes, in-house warmer, but it has it's like water bottle warmer feet, so it's icy cold.
And Rita, I was in Southampton for complete 5 years going to school, and considering the snow we have in the Scandinavia, so this morning I woke up, I showered, went to the bus stop. It have been raining, like maybe 1.5 centimeters of snow. It's been snowing rather 1.5 centimeters of snow. So I'm standing at the bus stop. I hardly see anybody. No car, only a few cars. And then I look at my time. I'm 30 minutes late. So what happened? Then I went back to the house. And my landlady, this old lady, Leaford, are you not going to school today? I said, I don't see any bus. She said, no, they just announced that there is no bus, no bus. I said, why? They said, because of the snow. I said, what? Guess what? The other Norwegian students that were living in the city center, they were all at the university waiting. So I managed, then my landlady drove me to the university to find out that we were all Norwegian students there. And then no excuse, they're telling us that it was snow, and we were surprised. So when they talk about cold in the UK, where it says icicle, we talk about maybe -5 here, whereby we expecting -20, 25, 30. But that's good. That's a diversity in the weather. But if you guys joining us, please help us to share the video. You can share it on your wall, share it to your friends, share it to all of your contacts, and let's get our show going. We got a few people. When we reach the 15, we'll start kicking up the ball. And because we don't want to sit down here and talk to ourselves, and we don't want to be surface, to meet the people with the information, because the people are the real recipients of the information. And we got a jam-packed show tonight. Rita, anything you want to share with us before we can get into the show?
No, I'm just excited to discuss, the, how do you call it? I will use the word exciting, topic we're going to discuss. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, but can I just ask you? I understand you are one of if not the principal sponsor of this visit of Mr. Cummings to the Scandinavia that is in Sweden, that is coming up in April, in just 2.5 months from now. Tell me, how are some of the preparations? What are you guys doing?
Oh, the preparation is, me and sis that we're finished with it, The preparation is finished concerning hall, entertainment, performance, food, everything
Did I hear you say it's finished?
Yes.
Yeah, because the reason I'm asking you is that the Germany experience, it took so long for them to set up. They did extremely well, but I would have thought that it's not just as easy as you make it to appear. That's why I'm asking you.
No, it's not that it's easy, but the thing is that when you like, okay, it's in my city and I know where I need to go to fix things, and with Sis Dolly, she's that type of person. She like, you know what? Let's start. Let's do everything before the end of January. So we just been up to it, doing what we needed to do, and we kind of just fix everything.
Okay.
But it took. We had to put in some, hours and time.
Okay. Well, that actually sounds good. So well, I think let's get rolling. Our first topic this evening is this breaking news about the alleged arrest. I want to use that word, the alleged arrest of the prime suspect in the Taya Suffering $70,000 that got missing. Today is what? God is wonderful. Today is January 17th. Huh? And that money got missing December 16th, just one day before the rally. And this guy is apprehended on the same day of the rally after he escaped into wherever he went to. Now, is that true? First of all, Paul, have you heard any news? Or Rita, Marie, have any of you heard any news concerning that?
Well, it's announcement made by Mr. Cummings himself. He got a special message that he gave this in his nationwide broadcast today. And that message, at the end of the message that he gave, he also made that announcement. So if you can give me a few minutes, let me play Mr. Cummings' message, and then we show picture of this guy being apprehended by police in Sierra Leone, and he's on his way back to Liberia. So I want the audience to listen to Mr. Cummings' special announcement that he gave today to the nationwide address.
Liberians to get involved in this upcoming election. Liberians need to take a side, whatever your side is. You want to support Alexander Cummings, please do. We need you, we welcome you. If you want to support the former vice president, please do support him. If you want to support the current president, please do support him, or anybody else. But don't stay on the sideline. Don't say, oh, politicians have failed me, so I'm not getting involved, because it will affect you. politics will affect every part of our lives. So get involved, pick a side, choose, support that person, and hope they win. And again, I want to ask, encourage Liberians to support me. I want Liberians to understand that I want to work with us to fix the country, to grow the economy. I know how to fix things. One of the reasons why I've been successful in my private sector career is I deliver results, I fix problems, I find solutions, I implement them, and this is what we want to do for our country, for Liberia, to fix the economy, to fix the healthcare sector, to fix the education system, to fix national security, get things back on track, and create jobs for our people. And this is what we offer. I want to make special announcement is that we have caught Simeon Taylor, the guy that stole the monies from us that we have for the rally. Simeon Davis, excuse me, Simeon Davis. Okay. That's for the correction. Yeah. And it's another example. We've been working on this quietly, but it's another example for Liberians to know we're serious about consequences about punishing people. We have an internal investigation going, and if there was any collusion internally, whoever those people are, we'll go after them. I don't think there was, by the way. I think the Simeon Davis saw an opportunity, he took advantage of it, stole the money. But if there was any collusion, anybody else who assisted him, we're looking. And I didn't want to mention it earlier because I knew we were looking for this guy who were close. But your question, I got him. But your question about Liberian people believe me if I would do what this I said. This is one example. We were determined. I'll give you another example. In 2018, after the elections, some friends came to visit us from Ghana, some Ghanaian friends. We loaned them our vehicle with a driver. That driver took the vehicle across the border to Guinea and sold it. That cruiser. We were determined that we were going to catch him because the whole comeback, the money can only last so long. That person came back, we got him arrested, went to jail, So when people commit these things, my idea is not to just react to allegations, right? We gotta prove it. We will, but we were determined to go and get it.
So where is he now?
So he's on his. He was arrested in Sierra Leone. He's on his way back. Okay.
So he was arrested in Sierra Leone and he's on his way. So this is the guy that has been apprehended by the police.
Exactly. I'm comparing with you people. I didn't know it's not that. Yeah, I can't go to house. No, go to house first. Okay. Now because Mr. Kwan said director now, so don't. I didn't know.
What are they doing? I want to open it.
So he's on his way to Liberia now. Interpol picking up. So he's on his way to Liberia. And Mr. Cummings said if anyone else that linked with this guy, they will go after them. So yeah, he's on his way to Liberia.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how excited would any other person be more than I think me or anybody on this panel? And the reason that I am personally excited is that we're going to get a fight from this money issue, because it seemed like, all hope was gone. Everybody was making noise about this money. People even forgot about national issues, and they're discussing this private thing that's supposed to be quote unquote private, and simply because of where it came from. And so the good news is that Mr. Simeon Davis has been arrested, and Paul, I don't know if it is. What do you guys think? Could we play that interview? I mean, that conversation with the lady a few days ago, where he was boasting, I can't get broke anymore.
Oh, Clifford, I think this is funny though, but that's the reality.
Yeah, actually, that's why they say every day for rope or one day for master. That he's sitting in the handcuff, and that day when you were in on spoon talk, he appeared as if to say he was so sick, and I mean the fellow was just confident. And I was thinking that this guy was speaking from somewhere very far, not rare from Sierra Leone. But again, we must commend the security forces for at least doing this one. I don't know what you guys think, Orita. What are you impressed with the work of the security?
Oh, for me, I'm so happy because Mr. Cummings keep showing the Liberian people that we cannot just blame corruption only on government official. If we're going to go after, corrupt individual in Liberia, it applies by everybody. And for me, this news, I'm so happy because it exhibits that any Liberian, you stealing from another Liberian in Liberia, thinking that you will escape, you will be found and return back to Liberia and face the consequences. I'm so excited because this thing, like, we cannot just be blaming only a government official about corruption and then we ourselves are engaging in it. Mr. Cummings, thank you. That's all I have to say.
Oh wow!
Honestly,
I see
honestly,
that.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, you can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just asking you if if you have anything else to say. You.
No, the thing is, the guy stole from he did something bad, and he made a rally to look ugly, and he ran away. He saw the opportunity, he ran away, and he was boasting of this. But you see, they say 99 day for rule, 1 day for master in Liberia. He stole the money, and he keep him mouth shut. He was in Sierra Leone boasting. So those are the things that what happened in life when catch up with you, it catch up with you. But the way the government was treating this case, Mr. Cummings' own money had been stolen, and he cannot manage his own money. That Liberia economy he will manage. That's how they were trying to spin it. But they didn't know that the CPP, they had their own internal investigation to going on. They reported the case to the national police, and they were waiting on them, but they could not wait that long because they decided to take action, and they took the action and they got the guy. So this is what happened when he was arrested.
Awesome. How you doing? Hi, Mr. These are police officers from the country. From Liberia? Yeah, can you show the Africa? You need to get the pass number. Huh? I'm a local then, yes.
Mister?
Yes.
Okay. What's your nationality?
This is my Liberian.
This is my Liberian. You see the ID card?
Let me see the code. LMP number 23. I need to see the code. It's a code I can get you.
Okay, I'm checking it out.
So is that my right money?
So now,
it's all right.
I'm going to do. Go and hand it over to them.
I think special between you and I don't know you before. Yeah. And what the police come for?
Let's go to them.
I'll Google, you will see it. LMP number. I need to know the code.
That's it. They got him.
What's the saying? There's a new sheriff in town.
Yeah. So
he wants to see the code. Of course, that's his right to see the code and.
Yeah, so we can flow. The guy is on his way to Liberia now, but this evening he'll be in the CRD office, and he will tell us the truth who all connived with him to steal that money. So,
okay. And so, ladies and gentlemen, and for those of you joining us, welcome to the bottom line. And Mary, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I mean, this just show what a good leader there will be if Mr. Cummings take office. Because if we try to recap what happened previous to, I think, some mediums that got missing in Liberia, we have yet to find. I don't know if I haven't really done background check on that, but they have yet to find who did that. And just a little time, I mean, we had this show, I think, a week and a half ago. And we'd had a discussion about this money, and it's the same thing I was saying the other day. Because this gentleman is a businessman, he mastered every environment, even the business law environment. That's how to show you what a good leader he is. But when he do take things that he's gonna put, not bias, he's trying to tell the citizens, I'm gonna work in equality regardless of my of where of who is responsible for anything. They has to take accountability, and that's exactly what just happened. I'm very, very impressed. I was watching it quietly, so I put my camera off just to kind of like take in. But that's just to show you what a good leader he will be, because George Weah has been in office for some time. And the money that got missing previous, we have yet to find that mediums that got. So,
Okay, so Paul, to you and Orita, do you think this step taken by the CPP to pursue somebody who robbed the organization, and now that person are being apprehended, do you think this will give a boost to the morale of the CPP, Mr. Cummings, vis-a-vis?
Yes, it will give a boost to Mr. Cummings because he's telling you that he's no nonsense person. You can't just go stealing from people and get away with it. He will pursue you out to the end. And if you are caught and you found guilty, he kept saying it from 2016 that even you work with him, you stole from him. If they find you guilty, you face the law, and this is what he have shown. Yeah.
Rita, what do you think?
I mean, I think what we are witnessing is Mr. Cummings talking and doing. And this is something, Liberians back home, they haven't seen this. So I'm just so happy that, the whole process is starting before, the election. Because sometimes when you're telling people, oh, I can do this, I will do this, and God just so make it that, this situation occur to show Liberians that, what Mr. Cummings been saying that he would do, the opportunity came, and he is exhibiting to the Liberian people that you cannot steal from hungry Liberians and think you will get away with it.
Well, my own take is that, I believe this is going to add more momentum to Mr. Cummings's morale, for the fact that there were people, even within the ANC themselves or the CPP, that felt that something must be done about this money. And I can assure you that if there was nothing done to pursue this guy, to apprehend this guy, people within the CPP some people would have a lot of doubt, and they would have a second thought about Mr. Cummings and say, well, this is the man who wants to change, and then or something like this is happening right under him, and he cannot take any action. Or human nature, people hate change, but when it's in their favor, they want to see quick change. So ANC people, CPP people would have really, really have doubt if Mr. Cummings would be capable to rule the entire country, to even attack corruption like he's saying, if something like this can happen to his own group. So I think the arrest of this gentleman is a milestone in Mr. Cummings's campaign bid, and I think this could be a message, a campaign message that people can run with everywhere and tell the people that, no, listen, my own person stole from me, and we had to pursue him and get him and to make him accountable. So if anybody will steal from my government, I will make sure that I can bring that person to book. So I think this adds to Mr. Cummings and in this campaign period. But quickly, let's switch over to our second topic. That is the Honorable former VP, Mr. Joseph Boakai. There has been news recently that he was not feeling well, and he was reportedly admitted at the ELWA hospital. And I think the last edition of this program on Friday, we did discuss that. And something new happened. And this thing that happened is that the news went wild, and the opposition, the ruling position, was capitalizing on it, and the Unity Party people and even the JMB close circle, they came out and denied this story that the VP was sick, the former VP was sick, and they said he was relaxing, and then in a couple of hours they came back and said, well, he was actually at the hospital, but he went there just to do checkup. I'm having echo. He went there just to relax, and then they did not stop there. The inner circle of GMB did not stop there. They took a microphone to him, and I want to believe that where they spoke to him was a hospital, because the clothes he was wearing was like a pajama, and the way he was sitting, he wouldn't have been in his living room sitting like he's laying on something. He would have been relaxed. Like we saw a picture of him recently during the Christmas. He and his wife, they were in that Christmas suit and they were relaxed and took pictures. So we know they were in that living room. But this other video did not portray that. But these are how he was dressed. A few things, I don't know, Paul, if you have that clip, you're gonna.
No, I don't have the clip because it's not a decent thing to even show. It's too sorry for. But what I did, I just have newspaper thing on the whole thing. So I
Okay.
didn't. Yeah.
So if you flash that newspaper thing, we can look
Yeah.
at it. I mean, the damage
So
is already done. We are not going to add more film to the damage.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
what
of
I
course
have
we're going
here.
to we're going to discuss it. But if you just flash that paper stuff, and we can
So
look at it.
what the okay, this is the paper that came out today. All right.
Mhm.
And if you look at it, you see that Gbowie is talking about this. It's in the middle there about his health. And then at the top of that paper, you will talk about later on before we leave that another UP partisan key person endorsed Mr. Cummings. So yeah, that's
Okay,
it. The most
we'll come to that. Even the
yeah.
Liberian thing is part of our topic. But
Yeah, so quick and
what I was
flow.
trying, what I was trying to let the Liberian people know is that the picture or the video, and the reason why I wanted to roll that video is that there were two key things. The time they did the video, the woman was at the hospital, and the words that were used. How are you, Mr. VP? You're looking all right today, or you're looking good today, or something like that. Paraphrasing. So that confirms that indeed something was wrong with the woman. Because if you say you're looking all right today, so what about the previous day? Has it not been all right? So something was wrong. But everybody, his camp, they all made great mistakes. Great mistakes. The fact that they would allow a TV camera inside his hospital bedroom and without even speaking to any health authority. And then when the old man was talking, he was like he was being coached, okay? And if we all know VP Boaka, he can talk slowly. He talks slowly, I agree. But this way of talking, where he was like almost suffering to understand what he's saying, I think it wasn't good. And I understand, and this one I'm going to go a little bit private with somebody who I believe should have known better. I understand that his nephew, Jake Kabakoli, and I want to believe that this Jake Kabakoli is the Jake Kabakoli that used to work with ELWA a long time ago. And when I was growing up, trying to become a journalist, those were the people who were thinking about Jacob Akoli, or the late Joe Moluba, or Rile Kompa, all these people, all the great guys are on radio. And Jacob Akoli, one of his relatives, I don't know, brother or whatever, and I were classmates, not classmates, but schoolmates at Haywood Mission, Prince Kabakoli. So I want to hold this family in very high esteem. And that he can be the one conducting, I understand that he's nephew to GMB, that he can be the one taking microphone to his uncle's sick bed room or bedside to conduct such an interview. I think for me it was a little bit too off the mark. And I don't know how you guys feel, Orita. Uh, I mean, I would not do that to my father, to my uncle. You know, I would sympathize with him, but to try to prove a point and then take a microphone to his bedside. As we speak, my mom got knocked down by a stroke since July last year. Okay, so it's almost 6 months plus. Okay, so the best I can do for my mom is sympathize with her, try to find some treatment for her. But for me to take a microphone to her to go prove that she's talking now to make the people believe that nothing is wrong with her, I don't think I would have done that. I don't know how you guys feel.
No, that was wrong. That was really if it was like one of his like maybe one of his colleagues, that would be different. For like a family member, it just kind of push it to a different level of understanding. And it's a bit scary as well. Because he's not very well.
Let me, Orita muted. Let me chime in here. Linfo, the thing is, JMB are one of those people that have been calling on him, say he have age, but there's somebody that I know personally. And when I see somebody who has his age and he's not well, this is not a time that people want to score political points that they will go to the hospital, carry mark to make him look. So it was just wrong. And there's something not right with those guys. They just did it wrong. And I feel sorry for the old man. At this time, what is supposed to give him all the support, they shouldn't have done that. And that's the bad thing about the new generation that want to take over from Liberia. Where's the family value? He could be my dad, my granddad. Think about it. He's not well. It should let him recover. But what he did is just wrong. And I hope the old man get well soon. Yeah.
I agree with all you guys, and it's sad. It's sad. I mean, let's put politics aside. This is the former VP is considered as, everybody uncle. He's a grandfather, and even before the war, when our mothers and father were sick, I mean, the utmost respect, you understand, was the fact that even though if the neighbor will come, we know, they were really sick inside. So, oh, right now, ma, or grandpa, or grandma not doing good. Come back tomorrow or come back next week. And it doesn't matter how long the healing process took. It was respected, but the way these people, they are treating the former VP, it makes me wonder if, if some of them, would have liked it if the shoe were on the other foot, say their own father or grandfather. And I think, like all you guys, what you guys said, it's sad. It's sad because it's in, this time that he need the respect. Every one of us, put politics aside, to show him that respect, that, that love, that dignity. But I mean, people are just like parading with him everywhere like he's some sort of, circus show. So it's wrong. It's wrong.
Well, it makes me to almost want to shed tears because once in a lifetime, you can have people like this. I mean, let's put all politics aside. GMB is an old elderly man. He has served in government for many years, and so if we are counting, if we were to be counting resource people, he will be one of them. Uh, I have my own qualms with him still wanting to be president. I had a long podcast yesterday, and I personally blasted the old man. I blasted him for so long, even though he's on sick bed. I blasted him for so he's on sick bed. He's not dead. He's still alive. He's still with us. I blasted him because he's a politician. Okay, but he got to watch the people around him. Now we've always talked about these people being around people who can make you do things. But I don't know if I was to be president. I don't know whether people around me would actually do or make me to do things that I would not. I don't want to do. Now you got these boys, and I want us to. I mean, let's forget about the old man illness, but let us look at this thing. The top guys that were in the Ellen government, those top guys that were in the Ellen government, how many of them you see active in the Unity Party now, moving around, trying to be something? No, because the boss know that the Unity Party is dead. The departure of Ellen killed the Unity Party. In fact, the Unity Party itself was there before, since the death of Edward Bianca. I remember the United Party was formed somewhere in the 80s, okay? And they even took part in the 1985 election, and they took part, I think, till the election. I don't know, I can't keep record of that too much. United Party became nominal, okay? Just like the other party, the NTP, one member I know now, George Bully, I know the rest of the people, the True Party. So you see, the party was dead. But Ellen Johnson resuscitated that party. Ellen Johnson put life into that party simply because she had almost had problem with all of the other political parties, leaders in the past. So she couldn't find her way with NPP. She was at Taylor's throat. She couldn't find her way with all of the other parties that she had been troubling before. So a dead unity party could make her way. And this is how she pumped resources into it. She used her contact to revive the party. And Joe Boaka, he walked through the shadow of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to get to where he is as vice president. I mean, he's sick. I mean, we're not sort of bad buffing, but I'm just giving a scenario. So these people who go around making this old man to look like one political giant, this is just a message to them, because some of them do know these are people who are just born in the 90s, 95 up to now. Okay, so they see this old man because when they say he worked in office in government for 40 years or whatever, they take it to be one political giant. The old man, I'm sorry, that he's sick. But some of these people got to say the first thing he doesn't have that much leadership quality. I mean, this is apart from his sickness, okay, that he's sick. If I'm sick, it doesn't erase my character. If I was a rogue, I'm sick, I'm still a rogue. If I was a good man, I'm sick, I'm still a good man. So the old man lacked vision. Okay. He come from Lofa, Unity Party founder come from Lofa, he came from Lofa, Bianca Sirleaf. When Bianca Sirleaf died, if this woman was one visionary and one political giant, he would have revived that party a long time. But he waited until Ellen revived it. He walked through Ellen's shadow. So in Liberia, we got people who use people to become who they want to be. So the boys now, the young boys like Costa and all these people who were some of them who were just assistant minister in the Ellen government, who could not make their way through, they now want to walk through his shadow. They're pushing him to the presidency so they can walk through his shadow. So you will expect many things to happen. They took the woman, they carried him to America. I hope I'm not dominating the show, but I just lay on ground with that, all we discussed. They took a woman, they carried him to America. They were parading him, they carried him to a donut shop. After he ate donut, then they took a picture in front of the donut shop. Then they took him to go call hair. They bought one piece suit and put it on him. That was big. I mean, all these things. Why you do? Why? The thing that really puzzles me is that the family members, the women got grown-up children, well educated. So why are they allowing their father to be used this way by children? Okay. So I mean, let me start that because the more I continue to talk, probably I'll say things that I'm not supposed to say.
I agree with you, Linford. And the thing is, I think that's the question every Liberian in the diaspora asking, themselves and each other, like, where is the VP children, his wife? Because to see your father and husband or grandfather, people being paraded, people, parading him around like some sort of like, oh, look at him, he can do this. Oh, look at him, he can do that. I mean, the whole thing is that it shouldn't only be about that, because when push comes to shove, it's all about how well he can govern Liberia, and seeing what people around are doing. It kind of makes me scared. And that, me being scared got to do with the fact that when he comes to power, is this how our country is going to be governed, in the hands of people around him? But other than that, I just think let's just leave it here and express our, express our feeling. Express our feeling in the way, because we all feel sorry for the former VP. And
I understand where you come from. We as like Africans and mainly Liberians, we are the kind of people that, if I'm well, I'm doing something. Oh, everybody will laugh me, but it's not getting sick. Or if I die, they say, "Oh no, you're not talking about that." So this is the difference between we and the Western people. I remember when Pinochet, the people were, oh, they arrested him, they put him in a wheelchair. Africa, you will not do that. I say, oh no, you're leader. Yeah, Paul, go ahead.
But the thing is, Linford, is the deception in Liberia among the young people these days is too high. That's what gets to me. You see, they were the very people that decided to break all the CPP because they saw opportunity. And remember too, the group that behind my father, GMB, my uncle, it was those group that Eddie sent overseas to study. They have just come back. They didn't have that opportunity to steal. And that's the group today now that see opportunity, that some of them started building houses. They didn't complete those houses. They want to go back and do what George Weah government is doing. So that's what they're trying to show here. They don't mean well for the old man. They really don't mean well. Look at that. They allow more Henry Costa have to go in the hospital to record him, and to prove what? And that is painful. And Liberians should take this very serious. So these guys they don't mean well for anyone, only themselves. So that wickedness that in there, I think that's what they been. It kind of shameful, but I wouldn't blame them as well. I would blame the wife and the men children for them to sit for these guys to allow that. It's just wrong. And if you've been hearing they think, oh, Yomni won't be VP because the old man don't have long to go. So think on it. Who determine who live or don't live, that they will play on that? So these guys have bad intention for the old man, and it's not good for Liberia. That is just to show. I will stop there. Maybe Marie can comes in.
Yeah, it's everything Paul is saying is so like, oh my god, it's like climbing on my back, because that Henry Costa guy, he just, I don't know which planet he's really on, to be honest. When I saw the pictures of he doing now, I was like, oh my god, is this how like you are? This thing is not well. At least give them a bit of time. He already went to Liberia, he saw Mr. Ure, you know? It's not that that wasn't enough. He had to go, so that's going. When I said, "Oh, that's not nice," this guy's, and now he's not in Liberia. He's taking picture probably in Minnesota or California. But he told the guys stay back home. He's still not feeling well, so it's not nice. It's true what Paul is saying. The young generation, they are so hungry for power, most especially in the political environment. And they will do anything, just to get that publicity, and that's what Henry is doing. And maybe his nephew as well, just to prove a point. You know, so it's not nice. Most
It's
especially when
really,
someone
it's really,
hey,
really not nice. And let me tell you one thing. Paul just touched a very important point, and I've always said this. You know, sometimes we feel sorry for the old man too, but I think as a leader, he's supposed to make certain decisions. There are a lot of videos on Henry Costa denigrating this old man. And I've always said it, I believe that some of these things that he said about the old man even cost the old man some votes in 2017. You look at the old man, you call him a dead man walking. I cannot support a dead man walking. I think, let me get play. There are two videos here. Let me get play. No, I mean, I think we all agree that we should not, go into the old man health. But we just trying to lay premise about the people around him. They're forcing him. Their intention, the intent that they have by forcing this old man, not because they love him, but they want to walk in his shadow, like I said. Okay, so let's listen to this.
Not going to change. Joe Boaka has no fresh ideas. Joe Boaka is not able to run this country. He's a dead man walking. He's a dead man walking, and I cannot support a dead man walking.
So, Linford, before you flow, you see this guy, you know that he ran away from Liberia. He's gone back to America already.
Yeah, I saw pictures.
This guy, he have been, a lot of people have talked about it, say he's a pay agent for the government. People have talked about it. And he went home. Yesterday, I watched Sekou Kone program. Mark Jabate was on that program. And he made this revelation that Henry Costa went to get his paycheck and the government refused. He's broke, so he had to run back. That was Mark Jabate's own voice on Sekou Kone program. So this is the man that went after this old man from 2014. He been going after him back to back. And all of a sudden, he is now the savior. But I don't blame him. I blame Unity Party by giving this guy the edge to take control of that party, to allow Benin Nayue to seize the party. That's where Unity Party, that's why they're facing the problem. People left their own party and they went to this party. They allowed Benin Nayue and Henry Costa to seize Unity Party. That's why they're facing this problem. Honestly.
I'll come back to that point. But let me play the second video.
They're going to say I'm making this up. Listen to what I'm about to say. They're going to say I am making this up. That's what they're going to say. Somebody just asked me, when is I'm supposed to testify in August. There are 2 hearings. Yes, yesterday.
That's the wrong one.
Yeah, that's the wrong one. But I have 2 videos on him. One which he said, when you listen to that, the old man has no fresh idea, and he's a dead man walking, and he cannot support a dead man walking. So that was around 2016, 2017. Then in 2017, right after the first round, he switched because what he wanted we had to do, we did not do it. Then he switched right away. He started supporting the old man. Then he created this word, Jolobo and Poison. We are supposed to be the Poison. The old man was supposed to be the Jolobo who can heal. The better he can heal. Okay, and we all were voting for the Jolobo, but we all lost. So that means we have won, all of us. Now, then right after that election, 2017, 2018, he turned around again. He joined WIA. They even invited WIA to go meet Giuliani.
Yes.
In New York. Okay. And he himself can tell the story when they carried how we are talking about football. You're not talking anything serious. Okay. And then a few months later, he broke away from the scene. So how can you trust the kind of person in JMB? How can you trust the kind of person? The person who disgraced you, turn around and came to you, then he left you again, he went back, then he come back. Something not there to tell you that, oh, this man is not stable. And that's why when people talk about old age and wisdom, I don't buy into it because very young wise men, even some babies are wise. Oh, if you go to the kindergarten, just stand and look at the children playing. You see the wise man right among them. He will always take command. He will take the best decision. You see it?
But Lifa will hold you there. You can't blame him on this one. The reason why I'll say this, I mentioned the young generation. You see the Mo Ali, who was the secretary of that party. Mo Ali is a young person. They're all in the arena. They've been whispering the puppet ear, oh yeah, this man in politics, say somebody can abuse you or you can forgive them, you can bring them on board. That is granted. Your worst enemy could be your best friend.
The best friend.
So Mo Ali then in Kohu with Henry Costa them. Look at the whole planning. The Mo Ali, the so-called Darius Dillon, our senator, the Yamli Kanga, name them the Henry Costa. Yaka Koruba are part of that group, but he backed off from it. Look at the group that running this show. These are people that are desperate to take Liberia to another level where George Weah have not taken Liberia. Look at them. They are not good people at all. So that link with them, it just show you they have no respect for anyone but only themselves. And I'm seeing it, I'm calling their name, all of them. While the CPP broke out, it was that very group, because they saw that if the CPP stick together, what they want, they won't get it. So they did everything to break the CPP up. And the same people, they want to destroy this old man before election. That's what their intention are. Why will you be going in hospital doing nonsense like that? The first day the thing came up, they had their program called, how they call it, reloading some nonsense, and they were denying that the old man walk in a hospital, he's okay. Why are they lying? If somebody not well, they're not well. That man went to hospital, we're talking to hospital.
They said the woman was not sick and he walked into the office. So why, when they went to do the interview, why did they say, "Oh, you're looking all right today"? Yeah. So I mean, the past day, you see, for me, because I always look at words when I'm talking to people. There are certain keywords I can pick up. But anyway, I think at the end of the day, we are all praying for the woman to get well. We're hoping that in the next couple of days, he can appear as himself, like we usually see him to do. He can appear and talk to us and show Liberians that he's back and he's okay. But the fact that we were denied it was what brought all of this. It's like, okay, I go to visit Orito, then Orito go in lost. Only me were in the house as stranger. Then Orito asked me, so, "Oh, you saw my goatee?" I said, "No." And maybe she know that I took it, then I start making her more. Then at the end of the day, when they change me, they catch me now, then I want to buy myself. I can't. Why will it go to him on my neck? You see, the old man was sick. Anybody can get sick. That's that scene. So
exactly.
What big deal would they have made to say, "Oh, the old man, he was not feeling well, he had fever, but we checking in the hospital and he'll be by Liberian." That was very simple to allay the whole thing. But to deny that the old man not sick, so they even have to go proof point by carrying video camera. And that was against the rule. So I think let's wrap the
progress. Orita will not say something and then move on, man. The more I talk about it, I get really angry with those people.
Yeah, you're cool your temper. But I understand, because what you guys are saying, you guys just disclosing everything, the people around, the former vice president, their intention, from the beginning till now. So I understand everything, but we just have to concentrate all, our prayers and focus should be on seeing, the former VP, good state. I mean, when it comes to his health, and I believe this, like, people who you have good intention for, if their intention for you is bad, God always, find a way to deal with them. So everybody, those who are around the former VP with ill intent, God will keep, exposing them one by one. So the only thing is, let's just pray. Let's just pray for the Pape, let him get back on his feet. And as we all been hearing, Mr. Comey is looking forward to going the race with all the candidates, So let's just pray for, let's pray for the Pape.
That's right.
We can get back on his feet. And,
Okay.
We're wishing a speedy recovery. He need to come back. Let the people leave him. Let have a competition here.
That's a wise word. And so on behalf of the bottom line, we wish the former VP, speedy recovery. And so we transition. But before we do that, I think it's better we read one or two comments here, because our viewers are very important to us. And our viewers, okay, just before we proceed, and so that we can't forget, let's place the number on the screen. So those of you that want to call, you can call in. It's a WhatsApp number, you can call, and we'll take your comments, or you can make your comments if you do want to call. But let's look at a few comments here. The first one is from Madam Chadela Brown Chilupe, and she said, "Our African arrest seems calm." And that was when they were showing Davis, who was arrested instantly. And I don't know, I probably she got some picture in your head about how African people be dragging the guy on the ground, slapping him. But yeah, they made that standing. Then he asked the policeman for a passport. Africa. And then blood will become very but I think we have transcended that. Chadela, we've gone some steps above that. So in that in a way back every time they say you're going to call him man, and you're bringing man. So we lead him there with good. And the second one here says, as a leader, Mr. Cummings turned a threat into an opportunity to show he is indeed talk and do well done CPP. And I guess this is all about the arrest of this guy. I think, like we all said, it adds to Mr. Cummings' morale in these coming elections that he is a man of his word. And let's see what this one says. This one comes from Muna Klepla. Or I think this is your first time on the show, or if I'm not mistaken, so let us say welcome and thanks for your comment. People, what happened to his wife and children? They have the right to stop any video recording or any video recording or taking picture. And this is about the GMB issue. I mean, this is what all Liberians are saying, right? All conscious Liberians are saying this. You evade the woman's privacy by going to. They would have done audio recording with this man that people would not see him.
No, but the thing is, Nika, sorry for interrupting you. The fact is that ever since like even way back, kings and queens, when they are sick, even in our own, like I mentioned earlier, in our own country, Liberia, when an elder is sick, you don't just try to, do things like this. So for me, once again, sad. I mean, exactly, disrespect on all levels.
Well, again, these are the people that we are going to deal with, the generation that we expect to take over Liberia. And if they cannot respect the elderly person, they cannot, use. I don't want to go there, but that's it. So let's go to this one. Okay, I think that's about all of the comments here. And so let's proceed to the next topic. You can call the numbers on your screen, and we can take your comments. So the next topic here has to do with Madam Leama Gbowie calling on JMB to step aside in her letter. And I saw a copy of that letter today, but I didn't have a chance to clip it up. But the letter calls on the woman to step down due to age and health condition. Just in a nutshell. Now, do you think, you guys, I'm throwing this out to every one of us, do you think Madam Leama Gbowie is Nobel laureate? Do you think there is any sense in her letter asking the former VP, given the condition he's in, not only of late, but his general condition and age? Do you think this Nobel Peace Prize winner make any sense in her letter calling on the former vice president to step aside?
This one is very.
Listen, the rules on this program. The rules there are your opinions are your opinion. You are not right, you are not wrong, but that's what you think, and nobody can shape your opinion. That's what you feel.
Thank you, Limpa. No, I think she have a valid point. Very valid point, because I think we all have witnessed, the treatment. We just talked about it, We all have witnessed the treatment, the way the former VP is being explored, for a few individual own selfish needs. So I think the letter is implicating that, you know what? Let's stop here now. Let's stop here because now we love this man so much that we are tired of seeing a few individuals, exploiting him for their own selfish needs. So for me, and I think the letter came, at a time where we all needed to start thinking what's best for some people.
Okay, Marie, what do you think?
I mean, it's just the same, you know.
I don't know what's wrong with the internet today. You're like breaking.
Breaking in, Marie.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Flow,
We
flow.
hear you, but it's like you're breaking in. That's all.
Okay. No, it just just whatever orator says. Just I agree with what she says. And yeah, I mean, what I right now is very uncertain. I will put it like that. Because everyone is just running on, president, the mind. Like, Mr. Kumi, I think Kumi is doing the right thing. What my
Yeah, Marie breaking in. So Linford, I think concerning the letter, not only asking him to step down because of his health, but then she said this is the time that the opposition should come together. She's striking a balance here that we should not take this lightly. They should come together as a unified force, and she appealing to the unity party. Join a collaboration. Let's move the country to a next level. But the timing of a letter, that timing could be like, because everyone just pays over what the young people are doing. So she had no choice but said, no, I have to say something. And the content of a letter, I think, is in place. No doubt about it, it's in place. If what is happening that the elders the young people have taken him, making him to talk. Like, so if he take over the country, is that how the country going to be run? So I think it's in place. So she directed that message to the party itself. Think wise, do something. We need opposition unity. If the old man is not well, he must step aside. And that's the point you're trying to make. But whether the timing is right, I don't know. But I think the letter is in place.
Okay, Paul, I just sent you something on your WhatsApp. I don't know whether it's you able to call it and let's see it. Well, if you cannot make it, no problem.
Oh,
But,
yeah, Flo, me look at it.
Yeah.
I just want to
Yeah,
comment out.
yeah,
So
come
what
in,
Paul
Rita.
said, it's the fact that I strongly believe that every Liberian in the diaspora and on ground, we all want what's best for Liberia. And when the opposition, when the opposition formed the former CPP, that was the intent. We all want what's best for Liberia. Okay, what happened. But now for me, God is telling us now, you all have reached a point. Now you all have to prove to me if it's Liberia above, individual. So it's the time for all of us to come together and say, you know what? The intent goal was to develop Liberia. So it's time we all come together and do what's best for Liberia and all Liberians. Sidishan or UP and what's his name? Bonglo South. I mean, Liberians as a whole in Liberia and outside of Liberia. So now is that we got to put our own selfish need aside and seek what's best for Liberia and all Liberians.
Well, I don't know, Paul, were you able to get our stuff?
No, it didn't come through. I was say resend it, please.
Okay, because I sent it to your WhatsApp. I can see that it's sent.
It's not coming
WhatsApp.
through. It haven't come through. So try again and send it back. So, well, Orita, you are absolutely spot on. The thing is, all the service that need to go aside. And we might be playing, people might be taking this for a joke, but it's a serious thing. So, yeah.
I
So,
think it's there now.
I
Okay.
received it. Your
Yeah,
floor,
so
I'll be back.
yeah, let me take my cut. Marie, is there anything you want to say? Because I want to talk about it. We're talking about this letter, and this person that wrote a letter is not just ordinary person in Liberia. She won a Nobel Peace Prize in 2011 alongside President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And I have met Madame Gbowie many times. She's friendly with a friend of mine from Spain. And Madame Gbowie normally goes to one university in a place called in Spain, in a place called Segovia, and she's well respected there. So if you go there, you say, I'm a Liberian. I've been there. And when my friend introduced me to many people in the city, I mean, in the restaurant, everywhere, when they say I'm a Liberian, people are coming to me, oh, from that country, where Madame Gbowie is, they can say, Bowie comes from? I say, yes. So Madame Gbowie is not just ordinary person. And she's making this call to the opposition and to the VP and to Unity Party as a whole. But the question here is, with the time we are moving fast to elections, and then the woman is now well for now, and she's making this call, Marie, you think people will not look at it this other way? Oh yeah, because the woman said that what she's saying it for, or because we're going to election and she's not supporting the woman, that what she said the woman should step aside. What do you think?
I mean, if you look at it on the on a great scale, you just kind of like, maybe I will understand. Can you hear me properly?
Yeah, we very well.
Yeah, I would just say I won't believe it's because the old man is not well, so she's coming through. Maybe it was something that she wanted to do from the get-go. And many people, as you say, she's a big lady, won the Nobel Peace Prize. She that obstacles are opportunities. So right now, there's Liberia is in an uncertain environment right now. So there's an opportunity for someone like the lady to write that kind of letter. It is my belief. It's not because she wants him to stay. It's just that she wants what she wanted her point she wanted to put across. This is the right time. She believed it is the time for it to be put across. That's my takeaway from it.
Yeah, because I think in many people's mind there will be two things that will tie this letter to, either because of the elections time or because of the women's or condition. But my own take on it is that the timing is questionable. I think when the CPP was together and they broke apart more than a year ago, that was the time she was supposed to make that call right away when they were even threatening, when Unity Party was threatening to leave. That was the time she was supposed to make the call. Because at that time, campaign time was still far, voter registration was still far, nobody was thinking about anything like that. But at this time, if you make any political statement, whether your intent is good, people will take it out of context. They will say, oh yeah, because the reason I'm saying this is I've been on the internet, I've been reading a lot of comments. Okay. People are saying no, because she doesn't support the woman. Some people are even saying that she's a CDC supporter. That's why she wanted the woman to step aside so she can give CDC and Israel, as if to say the opposition is so weak, So there will be a lot of comments about the timing. Okay, though her intent is good, but there will be a lot of comments about the timing. And then the next thing I'll look at again is that, like I said, Leama Gbowie is not just ordinary person in Liberia. And one thing I respect her for is that she always says it as it is. This in Leama Gbowie, she received the Nobel Peace Prize along with President Salif here in Norway. And when they went to Liberia, after a couple of months, she had problem with Madam Salif, saying that she didn't see the justification of that Nobel Peace Prize. She had problem with how the country was running. And when she served as some keynote speaker, she blasted the very president, President George Weah, and spoke about how corruption is in the country. So I know her; she's a lady that will not bite her tongue, and so she will say what she wants to say. But how people will interpret it and how people will look at the timing, I think that's the issue right there. But again, let's go to age. In everything that we do, age matters. And I think age also goes along with something we call fatigue. Let me tell you, buy new clothes, all of us here, buy new clothes from the store. Don't even try it on. Go and fold it on and put it in your suitcase for more than 4 or 5 years. And go and take that clothes off after 5 years and see how it will look. It was a brand new clothes, you didn't wear it, and keep it there. There is something called tear and wear, okay, or fatigue. It comes with everything on earth, with human being, with material thing, even your house. If you paint it today, after 4 or 5 years, the paint will get ugly. See, so there is this tear and wear, and it happens to human body. So the more you are aging, the more your body has to fight with tear and wear, with fatigue, and all kinds of things. Okay, why you think when COVID-19 came, they say it can kill small children? That will be old people can kill. Not that it can kill children, but it got to be strong to work on the immune system of the child, the young child. You see, so the older people, they got problem with immunity. So then you will find out that it can overcome them easily. That's why people just concluded that that no old people they think can kill. You see, so age is one thing, and then what you used to do when you were young, you will not be able to do it effectively when you are old. So it has to also do with governing. And we in our country, yeah, like I said, I hope I'm not monopolized, but me, I lay the groundwork, then we all can discuss it. We in a country that is so gullible. The government in power now, they were in opposition for 12 years. So they know all the mechanisms, they know how to, they held how many protests they had in the 12 years time. They held over 100 protests. You see, so they know protests. So you're fighting to move this government. And if you move this government, the very day your government sit down, the very day right after they announce the election result, CDC will be in opposition then they will get on you. So we need a vibrant, strong leader, a leader that will be able to stay awake, a leader that will be able to make decisions, a leader that will not allow people to kind of whisper in his ear on stage. Like the woman is in America addressing the town hall meeting, then they ask you a question, then somebody walk to George Lobo walk to her ear and say this. No, we don't need a leader like that in the next. After the next election, we need a robust leader, a leader that can move, a leader that will stamp his feet down and say, no, it will not happen, or yes, it will happen. Now a leader who will depend on me to go and say, oh no, don't do this, you sort of do this. Then what makes you a leader? Why are we paying you? Why do we elect you? You see, and we can see the example in this old man right now, where he allowed people to carry him around. Yeah, Flo, Orita.
The thing is, I hear everything you're saying, and when it comes to his age, of course, when one reach a certain age, even we as women, over 40, that, okay, certain things, are going left and right. You got to okay, let's come together in the middle, So that happened, and it's the same thing for, for men. But I think the mistake I will use the word mistake. The mistake the former VP did was at one point, he underestimated himself and put his faith in the hands of people like Costa and some other individual around him, instead of he telling them, you know what? I'm in the driver's seat. The rest of you sit in the back. Let me drive. Yes, I might need your help to tell me that, oh, the pedestrian, there are many pedestrians. So as long as you are aware of it. That's the mistake he made. And and number two, to the age. Because when you reach a certain age, yes, the fatigue, everything kind of decline, slowly, but then after
easy to
a while,
forget.
exactly. Even over 40, it's like certain things I have to like, oh, did I lock the door? Yes, and people will say, but that is just, and it's not just it, but some other things. So I think the mistake he did was that he should have used the wisdom, people claim, okay, I'm not going to use the word people claim because he do have wisdom to a certain extent. He should have used that wisdom and say, you know what? If we want to bring what's best for Liberia, we all have to form a group. I mean, we all have to be under this canopy. And I think that is the thing, that the CCP stand for before, Costa and his surrogate broke everything down. So the mistake the VP did was that he underestimated himself and allow, I will call them hustlers around him to lead the show, because let Mary come in, because
you know what Ariel is saying is so right. Like, with this age thing, and it is my belief that the vice president, the ex-vice president, it's like for example, it's a Joe Biden.
Yeah.
For the mountain of years that Joe Biden been in the political environment, like he's taking all of that knowledge that he has gained from all of those people that he has maybe kind of like, chauffeur wave, do arm shoulder wave, and then putting it in somebody else's hand. He didn't. As far as he's concerned, this is my dream. It's like what Arita was saying. I'm in the driving seat. This is my dream, and you wait. I know you want a piece of it, but just wait. When we get there, you will get your piece. So this age thing, I come down to the age thing. The age thing, most especially, back home, they just take it way above the universe. 73 years old, that's not old. The person mental capacity is still flowing. When it's set with you, engaged with you in conversation, you be like, oh my God. And you calling them old? The brain is not old. But because of the bullying with the age thing, intimidation comes in, anxiety comes in, and this is the kind of people like Henry Costa coming in to say, Pape, I know how to do the thing, just don't blah 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 blah. And then he say, Pape, you calling the man Pape, but just by you don't need to call his age, but just by you saying Pape, he's already feel that intimidated way, like, oh, I'm old. Oh, I'm old. It's the young one. Let me listen to what the young one say. No. And I try to kind of like, sometimes I go to, when people come, it's not the first thing I say, oh, I'm old. I say, no, you are not old. Maybe when you like maybe going to your 80 or maybe late 50, like 90, even 92 years old, when they engage with you in conversation, be like, wow. But it's just that it's like what the reader is saying, is that what Lenford was saying is the body is the internal self. And once the internal self becomes intimidated, that's when you see, like, the body becomes very fragile because the internal self is intimidated. When the internal self is so strong, that flow through external. It come in an external environment that nobody can come and say, oh, you say, oh, okay, they don't even pay attention to it. I mean, I'm in my 30s, and because I click my fingers, and you can hear I just did it now. So this little thumb here, I've been doing it since I was a little girl. So it's a bit like it's giving up now. But I'm not gonna say I'm old. I'm just gonna say this little finger here doesn't want to be clicked anymore. And nobody's gonna say, oh, or my kids when I say, oh, mommy, when I complain, say, oh, my fingers is hurting. Don't say, oh, mommy, because you're old. No, because the little finger here don't want to be clicked anymore. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes, like in a bit, most especially in the political environment, when it comes down to leadership, like most especially in back home, they underestimate, once you pass that age range 65, they start calling you old, or even 40. They say, oh, that old, or the Oma, or the old papi. And that in turn is intimidated. And once that internal self become intimidated, even for you to function well on your job, you even becomes intimidated to function well on your job because that fear is there. Oh, I'm old. I don't have that much time, or I don't have that much to say. Or this person is gonna have a backup saying against it. So this age things and this number thing, it is my belief that the universe just needs to eradicate, just let people just go through. When God says your time is your time, they will know, okay, then I'll say, okay, yeah, that person was old.
Yeah,
But
you got a point. You really have a point. But again, it varies from individual to individual. Uh, I have seen people who are 40 and they are very bad up in terms of making decisions, thinking, and even physically. Okay. Then I've seen people who are 70 who are very sharp, more than the 30-year-old man. And these people, small, they still look good. I have a workmate who's going to be pensionist, as we call it here, who's going to be a pensioner on the 31st of this January. And this woman is strong. I mean, she's going to be 67 and she's strong. I mean, this woman cannot sit down 5 minutes. Like we're having lunch break. She's standing or doing something. Out of picking something.
It's like,
and then you got some people who are like I said, like 40, and they need to help them to stand. So it depends on the human body. So I think the age thing is a very big debate. Yes,
right.
I'm old, but it's sorry, Marie will come in. But it's like somebody telling me I'm drunk. Probably because they saw me sitting in the bar and I've been drinking. So they said, oh, I'm drunk. But who determines who is drunk? Me or you who looking at me? So, again, the age thing is a debatable thing. Somebody could be old enough, but they stay strong in age. I mean, somebody could be old in age, but they stay strong. And somebody could be young, but they are just worn out. Yeah, come in, Mary. I probably you want to counteract. But I do agree with you.
Yeah, Lemfa, it's so right, because I just want to make this example, just on my grandmother. My a recent, last year in April, she passed over, and my grandmother was only 73 years old. But my grandmother was such an intelligent lady. She was so intelligent. I mean, like, I have no one to go to for that advice. Like, that will put me straight to bed. It was only her. She was so articulate, and articulately in an eloquent way. And I think that many in the family didn't really take that time to understand that side of her personality and that side of her communication. And they used to say, oh, the Oma is old, the Oma is I had a very big debate with even my mom, cousins, sisters. I said, Aya is not old. Yeah, the number of the ages come up, but she's still body. She can still get in car. She can still come up and cook. Her body is still there, But then again, I go back to that internal fight again. She didn't believe. She actually agreed that she was old, but I didn't. And up to now, as I sit here with you on this panel, I still do not believe my grandmother was old when she passed over. She was very.
Yeah. And I think what Marie, what Marie, yeah. what Marie is saying is the fact that because when one reach a certain age, you are, equipped with wisdom. And it's that wisdom that will be your strength. And it's that wisdom that will, that will make when you come in a room, people are just going to feel it, and they're going to feel the dignity. And that's why I used the one the former VP underestimated that. He forgot because the people around were talking about, oh, he have wisdom. But the fact that he forgot to show the wisdom, to exhibit the wisdom, in everything, in his utterance, when it comes to, the political scene, he gave up that. And you have people who, without no wisdom, without no vision, just this hunger to eat the Liberian people money, he allowed them to sit in that driver's seat while they place him in the back. And I think due to that, when you have that wisdom and you don't make use of it, it kind of just, people don't see it, people don't feel it. I think this thing with age, yes, you can still, but considering our biological,
You good, Paul?
Yeah, I see. I'll listen to you guys. You're flowing really nicely, and it's great to have this sort of discussion. Orita, flow. I enjoy your.
I mean, when it comes to the biological aspect, yes, certain part of the body, from up, down, decline. And I think the former VP, he's at that stage now. Once you start experiencing different form of, illness, is the body way of telling you, oof,
I'm tired.
yeah, I'm tired. Let's sit and just relax.
Yeah, Paul. So did you get what I sent you?
Let me see. Let me try something. Yeah, maybe it's the wrong one. Let me try this and see. So what about the show here? I guess you guys, you were talking about age. Age is something that is when it catch up with you, it catch up with you. I can give my own personal experience, right? In the 90s, I mean, the late 80s, right?
Yeah.
That when we joined, went in from civil engineering, doing construction, I went into IT. Now, those days when I got into IT, that's you could hear about IBM, the mainframe, and all those sort of things. Those days. Today, you don't hear about mainframe. Nothing. It's all gone. And we were designing something. We were using artificial intelligence to build robot to think like human. Today, the thing that we did 30 years back, the young kids today designing app. So I in the industry, I cannot compete with them. My time has finished. You see? So
No more IBM.
yeah, exactly. IBM is still there, but they're on different level. You see? So when your term finish, you give way, you become a pensioner, you retire, you spend time with your children, your grandchildren, the young people take over. So I'm going to show something here about why we, the ethnic people, I would say ethnic, we African and people from Asia, why we love power so much. So this video I'm going to show is a lesson to everyone ought to take home tonight. So watch this. Right.
Okay.
Before you can flow.
Let me make a disclaimer first. That video, we queued that video from YouTube. And this is not our original creation. So, or whoever created this video, you got your credit. And again, we're not making fun of the individual in the video. This person is supposed to be the president of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, yeah, it's a country in Asia, somewhere around, Asia. Okay, and this president is seeking another 5 years term at this stage, where when his car arrives, they have to open the door, hold him, taking step like or 1 year old, or 9 months old or 8 months old baby who is trying to take step for the first time. And then they have to load him onto the wheelchair, even stretch his leg to be able to step on the something of the wheelchair. And then when they carry him, while he's doing while the military is saluting him, they have to hold him. So can you imagine that this man is seeking another 5 years time? So at 5 years, so his age and condition at this moment, in 5 years time, how effective do you think this old man can be? Especially if there will be strong opposition to him, if he will have a lot of work to do in 5 years to come. So this is what we're talking. When we talk about age has its own advantages and disadvantages. When you are old, you are wise, you are supposed to be wise. But the Bible also tells us that the age of Methuselah has nothing to do with the wisdom of Solomon. So there are some old people who are not wise, and there are some young people who are wise. So wisdom is something that probably you are born with or will give you. So, but in any case, you are old enough, you are seeing a lot of things that the young people are not seeing. You got a lot of experience. So that's the advantage of old age. But then the disadvantage of old age is that you cannot run like the young person will run. You cannot bend down, then the young person will bend down to do exercise. Okay? There are a lot of things you cannot do. You're easy to get sick. You are very, very prone to a lot of things. So that's why we talk about age. And if you want to be a leader, we know what leadership entails. It entails long hours of decision making, long hours of planning, and you can't punish yourself when you are old. So look at this person in this video here, and this person is seeking another 5 years term to be president. So I think, I don't know, you guys can take your round, then the particular video will lead us to the next topic on our docket, which we'll spend a few minutes on. So you can make a 1 minute round each. You saw the video. Tell me, if this person in this video who wants another 5-year term, was wanting to be your president, will you vote for him?
Let the ladies flow first.
With his mobility issues, I would be a bit concerned.
That's right.
Okay.
On the based on his mobility issues, because there will be, it's like what we were saying, referencing back to, you know, the people that is behind and the previous vice president, like Henry Costa, then they will kind of like overshadow what he is there to be, you know, point of judge. They will kind of like that over of his mobility. I would be a bit concerned, and I would kind of like have a question mark.
Okay. Rita?
Yeah. I think, you know, we are witnessing what would have happened if, you know, the former VP, will be elected. We'll see that, you know, it's Costa then and everybody else around telling me, oh, it's time to do this. Tell the Liberian people, no, do this. So for me, I think God is just exposing, exposing and showing us this is what Liberians are going to get. If
Yeah.
we got come to God.
That's right. Lifa, when I watched that video, it reminded me about the letter that Gbowie wrote. And that's where she comes from. And it's also remind me that in my lifetime, I've not seen anyone on this planet Earth to campaign to be vice president. That's what bring Yumley and the Custodian into my book here. They also visualize this. I'm running to be vice president. Usually vice president are picked. People don't run to be vice president. This is the playbook that we have seen here. That what we just showed. This is what they have already. This is the vision that they have. That it might happen, and they will seize control. And in this case, the people surrounding this guy in Sri Lanka, those are the mouthpiece of him in Sri Lanka. They take on the airwaves to convince the people that this man is the right person. It's the same thing that happened in Liberia. The young people will call radio station, oh, the whole thing, GMB is resolved, that our next president, because they have the louder mouth to run their big propaganda, but not see until this point around what happened, God has exposed them. This man in hospital, they came out with. So it's just a simple thing that God has just showing us what they intend to do and what they have vision that will happen because they want to. Remember, there's a lot of video clip on Henry Costa saying he want to be the next president of Liberia.
Yeah,
so these are the young people. They put JMB there. After JMB, who will be the young people ruling Liberia? So they have the team planned, but God just bringing them out at the right time. That's how I see it. It's a learning curve for all Liberians.
Okay, quickly, let me just give my view. If you watch that video, when the old man was getting down, when they were taking him down from the car, you could hear a lot of people talking. And you know what the people telling? The people deciding for him. Oh, you're holding. Take time. Hold. So tell me, if this old man was physically correct, nobody will tell him walk this way or can't this way. You're holding your hand. No, okay. He will be in control and giving command. And you know, I remember during the wartime when Chancellor, when we were working, and then Chancellor would go somewhere, and the way he will move, look, tell this guy, oh, bring him here. Okay, tell him, you're supposed to go there. You know, giving command, you're in control. Nobody telling you what to do. You got a whole picture in your head of what you want to do. Okay, you're not consulting anybody unless you staff meeting. Okay, but on the spot, you got to make decision. Where bullet fly, say okay, okay, you go there, and I think you'll get some fuel for these people. Okay, what your knee rise? Making decision prompt. You're not waiting for somebody to come whisper in your ear. So you could see that these people talking that they had to hold his old man hand and carrying him to the stage. So this is what happens, and this is the true definition of desperation. This old man you see in the picture have been president for many terms, but he's still seeking the last five-year term. This is what we call desperation, and the true meaning of desperation. And this is the same true meaning of desperation that carried microphone to GMB on a sick bed, that they had to force him to talk to prove a point that he's not sick. Desperation. Then they look at Cummings and say Cummings is desperate. I would call Mr. Cummings desperate if Cummings went back to Coca-Cola, where he was retired and he trained people before he even retired, and then they retire him honorably. Then he goes back to Coca-Cola and want to compete or get a same job that he will retire from among those young people that he trained. Then he be fighting with them. No, I want to. Then I would say he's desperate. But this man had not been president before. He's retired. He come back to the country. He see the ills in the society and he wants to correct it. And so he said, well, I think I want to be president so I can do X, Y, and Z. Then they say he's desperate. But what about the man who have been in government for 40 years? He even went to the highest level of the second in command, but he still want to be. So that's desperation. So looking at the age thing, let's move to our last topic, which we'll just spend a few minutes on. The question, this one is a question. Okay. Is there a need to consider age limit for being president? Now, because I know to become a president of Liberia, in the constitution, it says you should be at least 25 years old and a resident of Liberia or citizen or blah, blah, blah. You should be
35?
I think 35, eh?
35.
Yeah, 35 years old. You should be, I need to really study my constitution again. You need to be 35 years old. Okay? But it did not say what year you can be, how old you can be, and you should not be president again. So I think there's a need for that. Because if you just leave it open, you have 100-year-old man coming who will be told in hammer or in wheelchair to carry into the mansion. So I don't know whether there's a need. So this is just a question that we all can give our little input. Do you guys think? Yeah. Do you guys think there should be an age limit?
Let me start. There should be an age limit. And we got 3 branches of government in Liberia. And those 3 branches of government, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary, right? Yeah. What happened when the chief justice becomes 70, he retired. So they have age limit. They can't go beyond that.
No.
Right. So
and why you think so? Why when it's 70, why you think they should retire?
Because these are the people that interpret the Constitution, but some point they won't be able to do it. And that's the fact. If you go to the Episcopal Church, at the age of 70, the bishop steps down. They look for the young people to come in. Because why? New ideas, fresh ideas. That's what it's there for. So you cannot be 70 and be running for president, because that area requires a lot of hard work, and you have to be innovative as well. As you get older, your memory start dropping. That's why I gave examples. Say back when I was young, doing IT work, doing artificial intelligence, building robots to talk like human. But now at my age, I don't have that time to do coding. But the 18-year-old child, try him. Give them mobile phone in less than a split second, they tell you what to do. And we the older ones struggling with it. So time move on. So at that age, you're not supposed to be running. They need to have a cap on it. So I think that's a good topic to discuss. Yeah, the ladies come in.
Yeah. To be honest, for example, look what was the previous. The previous vice president is a dead man walking. So you just from that interview that in here now, current time, saying that he wants to be the previous vice supporter, for the house. You just know it's it's just common sense. He's not there for him. He's there for the job. The gentleman said it long time. Joseph Boaka is a dead man walking. He said it's on video.
Yeah, he has no fresh idea.
So at the moment, and then to be quite honest with you, that is the honest truth. what Paul just mentioned. Having previous experience, decades of experience, I'll put it like that. What I believe that the previous president should be doing at current time is training, passing that wisdom back down,
Right.
and then supporting that person up. Because if we go back into history, this Mr. Joseph Boakai been in the government since door time. That's a rich wealth of experience that should be passed down. Like for someone like me, or someone like you, someone like a reader that was trying to, to better off the country, better off Liberia, trying to be our grounded mentor or even coach. I believe that's where, Mr. Joseph Boakai should be at current time. Now he's not well. It's a bit sad to even kind of have a bit of debate on his name because he's not very well. It is my belief he should be a mentor for exclude Henry Costa because he's just not my cup of tea, to be honest. He's just all over the place. But somebody that you've been, Mr. Joseph Boakai been in a political environment for decades. He should have like a good eyesight to say that person is capable. Like for example, the Pope Benedict. When he was about to retire, trying to give up the Vatican, another Pope from Rome, I think he was from Rome somewhere, he sent in a letter for resignation for him to resign, and he had to go all the way to the Vatican in order for him to meet the Pope. So the Pope invited him over, and the Pope said, "Can I let you in on a secret? I'm going to resign, and I want you to take after me." That's a good leadership because he's been watching this guy. He has done work of research on his profile. He knows that if he gave the job to this guy, he was going to be the current Pope now. I'm speaking. He trusted him. He said, "I want you to be next." And the guy was like, "Oh no, I can't. You can't retire. No Pope has ever retired." So Mr. Joseph Boakai should actually, I believe he should be a coach or a mentor at current time. It is my belief. Sorry, I just, it's too much information, but that's it.
No, but, so Richard, this age limiting. Do you think the Liberian lawmakers should make a law giving age limit to which one can reach and can no more be qualified to run?
It's a yes to that. And Marie was onto something. And this is something that has a daughter of Liberia and a mother. What Marie just said is due to that. That's why you see all these young, greedy men, around JMB, hauling him, pulling him, because they want to reach the higher level. Yes, we can blame them for number two. And this is something I know my uncles, my father, when I get off their life, they will call to, what is wrong with you? You know what? In Liberia, the fathers, and I mean this in a good way, but Liberian fathers, before, when my grandfather was alive, I remember when my grandfather was alive, when he was getting old, I'm the first granddaughter. My grandfather had girls, my mother and her sister, and I'm the first, granddaughter, a girl. He taught me some stuff, but he taught me how to speak up, stand for what I believe in. But when my grandfather was getting old, he bought a whole plate. We used to plant our own rice, everything. We never used to buy nothing, vegetable. The only thing we used to buy was fruit. But he used to plant rice and stuff. But when he was getting old, he went to Sastam and got his cousin's son by the name of Putu. He brought Putu to Monrovia and taught Putu everything. I remember he used to tell Putu, the day I die, you will take over. You understand? Going back to what Marie said, post, what I just said, but now, maybe the past 10, 30 years, fathers of Liberia now, they don't take their son's hand and say, my son, you know what I mean? I've been doing this. This is what I've been doing. This is how I've been providing for the family. Come, I got to teach you. They don't do it. The papi, okay, now I'm not going to generalize, but 99% of the papi in Liberia, they will compete with their son. If they have a company, instead of them bringing their sons, they will not do it. They won't be like, that means they want to get a unit. Oh, they want, that's my company.
You sounded the real crew lady or the group from way down there.
No, it's true. And I'm not saying they do this out of ill will, but it's just the fact that they don't have that confidence in their sons.
Yeah, they don't want to pass our knowledge.
Exactly. And that is wrong. That's why you see a lot of young Liberian men are saying that, you know what? Since you will not teach me or you will not let me come on the scene, I will either, be jugging finger in your eye to be, taking small or be doing my own thing. And going back to the age thing, I think, yes, there should be an age limit from 35 to 65 maximum.
Finish. That's a good.
Yeah, raise it to 70.
Okay, 70 in worst case, because some people,
because 35 to 70 is another 35 years. So within that time, you can have,
So for this, it's so important because I see it every time I go to Liberia. You understand? And okay, some of the father they say that the children they won't work, they won't do this. But the thing is that some Liberian father, it's like for them, they want to take all the glory.
Yeah, you didn't want to dedicate responsibility to the children.
Exactly. You have to, because you see over here, like not only the white people who've been living here for so long, when we reach a certain age, say my man, my woman, go work. Because you're not doing that because you are an evil parent. You're doing that because we live in a society where you have to equip the child with all that, because time will come, they will not, be depending on you. So what Marie said, I'm so happy she brought it up, because even if the papa say he want to become president, but he's either his son or somebody else, but can't be me here. Let me be telling you some of the things I know, the 40 years, this, that. You don't do it. You think it's like me. So fathers in Liberia, they need to, start.
Let me give you a story. In the UK here, the guy that brought Margaret Thatcher down, Mr. Hassiton, he wanted to be prime minister, and he's tried every trick in the book. He couldn't. So what he did, when it was a leadership challenge, he challenged Margaret Thatcher, and he knew at that leadership challenge, he was going to defeat Thatcher, but Thatcher didn't want him to beat. So what Thatcher did, she rallied troops around John Major. That's how John Major came to power.
Yeah, John Major.
The clever thing John Major did, to satisfy Michael Hassiton, he made him his deputy to advise him, because he was an older guy, very experienced person, and that's how the deputy prime minister role were created to accommodate him. So Marie struck a point about the Pope. If you reach certain age and you've been there, you come to the highest level, you now become the advisor to the younger generation, instead of you fighting the younger generation for that particular seat. Go to France, Macron, he's just 40s, he's still young. America had Obama. Brittany Howard, this lady and her Boris Johnson, the Indian board are ruling us today now. He's in his 40s. Fresher ideas. You cannot do it. You already have grandchildren that supposed to be running the country, and then you competing with your grandchildren. Liberia, they need to look at it. See, you cannot compete with your grandchildren. The children here, the moment they get a national insurance number at the age of 16, they start working. So my workplace, where I work, I got 18 years old working with me. We're on the same level, but they know 18 years old coming and me, I'm going to retirement. And that's how the system works. So why is it in our country, it can't happen that way? When we set the age, you know, they have an age boundary that you're supposed to go into retirement. Give the younger people a chance. And why they can't do it? At the University of Liberia, in the agriculture department, I won't call this guy name, he been there from Tower time. The guy stay in that department as the soil scientist. When the young people come, he does not give them chance. This guy has been paralyzed, but he's still going. He over 70. He's still going to work. He's supposed to be home. I don't know why Liberia is like that. Maybe that's why we need a leader that will come in, will have a good pension scheme, that when people step down, they can have that pension. They're not to be fighting the young people that are coming up to run for.
Exactly.
There's something need to be changed in Liberia, and this is the situation we're faced with. Why is it that young people don't not given the opportunity in Liberia? Here, 18-year-old, they can become your supervisor as ORM. That's the system because they come in with fresh ideas. So I think Lifa take this to this a good topic.
Can I just come before you come in, Linfa? I mean, we are saying it, but the thing is that if care is not taking, no, look at Liberia now. It's due to that. That's why Liberia is in the stage where where our country is because the fact that knowledge pass over to the next generation is development for the coming generation. And that's the thing Mr. Cummings keep talking about. It's like the young people, we have to invest.
Yeah.
And the older people who have the knowledge, they have to like pass it over. You understand? Pass it over, step aside, enjoy their pension. Because if we don't, our country will perish. We just see like young people just, having nothing to do. And those who are trying, there is no space for them, no resources, So, I mean, something has to happen.
Well, our time is fast spent. Let me just close off with 1 minute of thought.
So
we'll talk about this.
Before you close, let me make a quick announcement, please.
Yeah, sure.
In that announcement, then you can close. I think it's a good announcement. And this announcement is that Mr. Cummings will be with us in April in the Scandinavia, specifically Stockholm, in April the 14th and to the 16th of April. And I guess Orita will be the host. So Orita, being the host, I want you to kindly talk to us on this.
Marie, before I start, I will see you. Did you? No,
I think Marie will come.
It's a must. Take a weekend. Another thing, Mr. Cummings coming to the Scandinavia. And I mean, okay, you're being Sweden, but it's a Scandinavia thing because we in the Scandinavia feel like no leader has ever made the attempt to come and represent themselves to Liberians in Scandinavia. So his trip here is all about we Liberians in Scandinavia asking Mr. Cummings their question, trying to find out his intention, and to meet him, and for Mr. Cummings to meet Liberians in the Scandinavia, because we shouldn't forget the Scandinavia has been very vital in the development of Liberia before the war, during the war, and after the war. And the countries in the Scandinavia, okay, that Denmark, Norway, Sweden. Okay, we got Finland too, but it's just the fact that because Liberians, we are here and we've been contributing. You know, my mother, her generation came here in the 80s. You know, they have contributed, and the generation after her contributed. And, you know, we keep contributing. And the fact is, we want to see, you know, Mr. Cummings, who wants to lead us. We want to meet him, ask our question. So Mr. Cummings too, to give Mr. Cummings the opportunity to represent himself and say, okay, this is me. I'm the one that wants to lead you guys. I'm the one that asking you people to let me lead you so we can develop our country. And on that day, you know, it's gonna be an event that we'll even, you know, invite our Sierra Leonean brothers and sisters, you know, and friends, you know, our Liberian friends, but you know, Liberians from all, you know, Liberians in the Scandinavia will be there to meet Mr. Cummings.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I will be there. If they say Maningo they say Maningo throw me as I already covered that. So once they say Scandinavia, I gotta be there because we hosting this thing. And so on that note, we'd like to say thank you very much. But on this age thing, I think there should be the need to set an age limit, because if you can set age limit for the Chief Justice of Liberia, why you can set age limit for the president? And that will provide the opportunity for younger people to be encouraged, and also for even whoever is president feel that challenge that, oh, I got age limit, and so before my turn is over, let me do something. But if you get Life as infinity, you can say, well, if like Georgia will say, I didn't do anything, they voted me, so I know they will vote me again. So on that note, let me say thank you very much to all of our panelists, Marie, Orita. You're doing extremely well. We know this is not easy, especially when we pull the topics off, and then it's maybe too jammy and not much research done on it. But again, it's opinions, and you are right. Nobody here is wrong. Nobody will hold you for what you say. We give disclaimer. This is Liberia. We enjoy free speech as long as we say the right thing. And so your opinions are counted. Nobody might like it, or some people will like it. It's a mixed feeling, and don't let people decide your course of action. And so, Paul, let me say thank you very much tonight, and for you, our viewers. Uh, Muna Munakle Plastic, she's been watching us long before the ladies join us. So when I say this is our first time, but let's say welcome. Or thank you, Muna, for all of the time, and Mary Davis and the rest of you people, Merula, and the rest of our viewers tonight. We say thank you for being with us, and invite your friends. Next Friday we'll be here. And sorry, we announced a guest, but this guest tried to log on and he couldn't make it. He was, even when I called him, he was almost crying on the phone. He said, "My man, I don't know what to do." I said, "Well, that's Liberia." But God willing, Friday will be here. We might have a guest again, or we might talk to. Getting a guest is not hard, but then when you get it from Liberia, that problem. We got the internet system. So all in all, Paul, you want to take us home? Let's say a big thank you to everybody, the participants and our guests. My name is Linford Goer. Paul Chilpe is there, and Marie. Marie, you want to say something? And Marie is there also in the UK, and Orito. And I think the show has balance. 2 from Scandinavia, 2 from United Kingdom.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah, and thank you, Linford. I just want to close on something. And to Orito particularly, on Sunday, I just want to say sorry because United will be whipped. So just watch out, and then and I also want to mention something. Maybe we can talk about it on Friday. Election is coming. Claire, we are bought some boxes from our taxpayer money and making it look like it's from her own pocket. So we'll be discussing that on Friday. So, and I just want to do so. I will close off with the University of Liberia #1 music that it made. for my good friend, the sitting president. So I'm going to roll this.
Oh.